Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cloudcast, the music podcast where we talk about music, life, and just randomness all around. I am Sunshine's Moonlight. This is episode 1 of the Cloudcast. Pretty excited for it. And today, we have a very special guest with me today. We have a Christian rapper from Danville, Virginia. And little do y'all know, he's actually my roommate. Please welcome to the Cloudcast, Christian. How you doing, my guy?
Doing good. Happy to be here, man. Happy to be on the show as the first. Let's go. Pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. So for those who may not know, like I said, he's a Christian rapper. He has amazing music out. You should definitely go check it out. I'll put his information in the description. But the main question I have is, where did you get the name Christian? Because I know your name is Christian, but it's spelled out very differently. I've always wondered what was kind of like the inspiration behind that name.
Yeah, so my name is Christian Barrington. That's my real full name.
You're here to hear, folks.
Christian is my name, but yeah, the Christian all caps with the 1 for the first I. I got the all caps because I'm a pretty energetic person. I like to have a lot of fun and bring a lot of energy to the table. So I thought all caps was pretty appropriate for the name. But then the 1 specifically, I got inspiration from that originally from actually my entire life. My mom, even her license plate is I know him with a 1 for HIM. So it's H1M. Mm-hmm. So she used to do stuff like that and just saying like 1 because Christ is first. So I was like, what better way to show Christ first than putting a 1 instead of the I in Christ, signifying Christ first. Also honoring my mom in that way too, and how she used to do stuff. So Christ first plus my name, Christian, in all caps, you get Christian with the 1. So that's basically the origin of my name, man.
That's pretty sick.
Yes, sir.
I knew like Christ first and your name, but I didn't know that part of the story. That's actually that's something that's I've been roommates with him for almost a year, and this is new to me.
Yes, sir.
So as you can see, I wrote down some questions here.
Sure.
So with your genre, I know it's majorly rap, but I want to know, how did you get into like music in general? Not just like the rap genre, but like how did you get into like music in general?
Yeah, that's good. So I grew up listening to like Toby Mac and like super K-lovey Christian artists. Kind of some cringe stuff. If I go back and listen to it now, I can't. It's just, I can only imagine. Oh no, I can't do it anymore. Yeah. But I grew up on stuff like that. I remember even missing a concert and just being like depressed because I missed a Toby Mac concert. Just like simple stuff. And I just always had a big passion for music. I just didn't really know the genre because all I knew was like contemporary Christian music. So one day my cousin Brendan, he shows me, he's like, hey man, there's this like rapper dude. I don't know if you've ever heard rap before, but his name's Eminem. I don't know if you want to check him out.
Quick pause real quick. Brendan, he's his cousin and our roommate as well. Yep. Continue.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Yeah, so Brendan, he shows me a song by Eminem. I think, oh man, it was on the Recovery album, Not Afraid. Not Afraid. Reliable, the old classic, man. So he shows me that. I'm like, dang, this is hard, bro. I like this. So I started looking more into stuff like that. But of course, I wanted like a Christian approach because I was like, this is cool, but it'd be cool if like there was like a Christian approach that sounded like this. In my looking and findings, I found Lecrae, who's like one of the largest Christian rappers out there. So I found him and his label 116. I really dove deep into 116 and everything involving rap in there, and I just fell in love with it. I loved it. I started listening to it. At first, my parents were like, this is horror. I can't believe you're listening to this. This is bad. I'm like, listen to the lyrics. It's all about God. Like, why are you bugging? So eventually they fell in love with it too, and not for long, we were going to concerts of Lecrae and just all the 116 artists, and yeah, it just, a passion spurred in me. And then around 13 and a half, almost 14, I was like, maybe I should try making my own stuff. So I started trying making my own stuff. It was horrible. I mean, the lyrics. I think the first lyric I did, it was something like, coming in something, flying in like Angry Bird.
Angry Bird.
Cringe.
Oh, boy.
It was some cringe, bro.
Oh,
but I had some really bad cringe with it. It was bad. But, yeah, in due time, in the process, hearing critiques Of course, hearing, no, it's good, it's so good. And then they're like, no, this is actually really bad. But we're just going to tell you it's good, you know?
Yeah.
The old classic response. After figuring out, this is pretty bad. I need to work on it. So after working on it, trying to figure out more rhymes and just better lyricism overall, just keeping on working on stuff, I eventually got to the point where I was able to feel like I could make music that was good and not like just decent. So I did the best I could, found the best studio I could through my friend Jarrett Johnson, and I went to a studio and paid $40 an hour and recorded the Heated EP.
Great EP, by the way.
Still out to this day.
Link in description.
Recorded that back in 2017, released it early 2018. And then realized, now looking back, like, wow, I've grown a bunch since then. So I've just continued in that. Released Go, and then Exclamation just around a month ago. So yeah, and about to release a new song here about next month too.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Definitely follow him on Instagram and hear more about that stuff coming out.
Heck yeah.
So there were, I don't even know where I was going with that. But yeah, back on like the topic of your new song, Exclamation, link in description. What was kind of like the inspiration behind that one? Because like that one goes hard.
It goes hard, bro. The beat's insane. I remember finding the beat from this producer. The producer's name's Fleur. He don't even produce anymore. Actually, he retired from producing. But I remember finding that from him, and I was like, dude, I need this like now. He was like, I actually got rid of it. The only thing I can give you is the MP3, which if you do music, you know, you need at least a WAV format file.
Yeah.
Best is stems and all that. But like, he was like, an MP3's it. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy it from you. I bought it from him for like $20, super cheap. Got the beat, licensed and all that. And I was like, all right, this is sick. So I originally planned to have it split with my friend Jarrett. And he goes by Adamant. So we originally had that song. We recorded some demos for it. We were like, man, this just doesn't feel like our styles are colliding properly on this, because he's more of a singy artist. So he was like, you just take it. I mean, you got it anyways. So I just took it and I wrote to it. And basically it's kind of like a freestyle where it's like no underlining meaning overall, a bunch of sub minor meanings all throughout. And then like, of course, the last little portion wraps it all up like a neat little bow, you know, exclamation or all that part. So yeah, it goes hard. The beat switch is pretty crazy. I like it better than Sicko Mode's beat switch. Maybe that's just because it's my baby. But, but yeah, I got the inspiration for that a while ago, and I've had it in the vault for like a few years. I've had the beat for years. I just never realized. I was like, it's an MP3 format, so I was like, it could be bad because you know it's not a lot of quality to the beat versus a WAV format, but it turned out fantastic in the end. So
yeah, as a musician, I feel like it's really great to come back around on really old music and turning it into something that could be really good for like the time, you know.
Sure, yeah, that's good. I like that. Basically what I did.
By the way, once again, go check out Go. It's available on Spotify and Apple Music, or anywhere you can.
Anywhere, man. Yeah.
Link is in the description for Apple Music and Spotify. So kind of going off the topic of music for a while. So as you may know, as many of you may not know, for some reason, we are in the middle of a pandemic. COVID has really taken over the world by storm. I want to know how you've been dealing through the whole process, like from like beginning of quarantine up until now.
That's good.
Like, what have your feelings been?
Well, I got the virus, quote unquote.
Yeah, he did recently have the virus back like a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was like
mid-February.
Yeah,
early February.
Yeah, it was about a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But I honestly think it was a false negative. I don't think I actually had it because I was fasting at the time. So that had a big part to play in everything. So I don't actually think I had it. A lot of people have been like, there's no way that you had it, versus like what the other symptoms of people who have had it. I think it was a false positive in all actuality, but for safety, of course, we still quarantine and stuff, and all is well. No one got sick or anything. So yeah, I mean, my thoughts about all of that leading up from then all the way till now, like I've seen the separation and destruction it can cause. So yeah, it's good to be responsible. It's good if a mask is required, like, you know, follow the rules. You know, as the Bible says, to follow the rules of the land. You know, of course, don't go outside of Christian morals if it's getting like crazy. But when it becomes like simple stuff like wear a mask, like, you know, you can wear a mask while you're inside, you know, a building if it's required. But like, yeah, I think just, you know, do that and just follow the rules that, you know, that people have in place to keep each other safe.
Yeah.
When it's absolutely required, go for it. Just follow after it. But hopefully it'll be ending here soon.
Water?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Yeah, hopefully it'll be ending sometime soon. Hopefully this year, by the end of this year, we'll be back to normal life and it won't be all masked and crazy and required everywhere. Hopefully it'll let down soon.
Yeah.
That was a pretty broad answer, I feel. I hope that answers some of that question.
For like first half was like, what was like beginning of quarantine? What were your thoughts?
The beginning of quarantine, I was actually mad hype.
Really?
I was mad hype. I was like, dude, I get to sit in my room all day and play video games. Basically, all I did, my daily routine looked like wearing a mask, walking out to the kitchen while everyone was far away from me in the corners of the room, sanitizing everything after I got my food, going back to my room and eating some food, spending some time with the Lord, playing video games, spending some more time with the Lord, playing some more video games, talk to my girlfriend a little bit, and yeah, it was super simple, super chill days. It was a bunch of video games I wanted to play and didn't have the time to, so I got to like catch up on a bunch of stuff. So that was fun. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was sad being away from everyone because I'm such a extroverted person.
Like you're a people person.
He's super people person.
Yeah.
So to not be
I'm
around everyone, I was just like, I just want to touch another human in any way.
Yeah.
Touch your shoulder, bro. Like, yeah. But I enjoyed it actually.
Yeah, going actually on the topic of video games, when I walked into your room, I noticed you're playing a lot of video games.
Sure.
What have been your top video games like during quarantine, or in your whole life?
All right, so quarantine specifically, I played the newest Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It was okay. It's an okay game. It's not like super. I don't super strongly recommend it. If you could get it for free, play it. But if you have to purchase it, I'd say not really. Don't worry about it. I played a game called Days Gone. It's a zombies game. You're on a bike and stuff. Super fun. Strongly recommend that game. I played those. Played a couple of others, but those were the ones that really stuck out to me. But some of my favorite games in all of history would be Death Stranding is my favorite game ever. I know that's a very controversial one because apparently it's a walking simulator. But
for those who don't know that game, tell us a little bit about it.
Death Stranding?
Yeah.
Yeah, Death Stranding is basically, you follow the story of Sam Porter Bridges. He's just a delivery man in a post-apocalyptic world after the event of the Death Stranding that occurs. And people still got to get stuff. People still need supplies. And people have supplies in these burrows and these safe places under the ground that were made by bridges. And your goal is just to get the stuff to people. And they tried using drones, but there's people out called porters out and about that try to shoot down your stuff. So you have to, on foot, carry stuff. But later on in the game, you get bikes and all kinds of stuff to make the traveling easier. But it's really not about that mechanic as much as it is. It's basically a movie that you get to play. It took me 144 hours in-game time to fully complete it.
Wow.
It's one of the biggest games like ever. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, strongly recommend it. You can buy it. You'll be playing on it for months, and it's like, it's good. It's good. So that's a fantastic game. Ghost of Tsushima is they're up there. Any Call of Duty, huge Call of Duty fan. Yeah. The Last of Us 1 and 2. There's a few of my favorites.
I still have yet to play Last of Us 2.
Oh, dude, it's so good, man.
Yeah, I've been like hearing a lot of good things about it, but like I haven't had like the time nor the initiative to do so.
Dude, it's good. Did you play the first one?
I played the first one.
Oh, so
like full way through.
So good, man.
Such a good game.
If you like the first, the second one's so good. A lot of people give it criticism because they stop playing after a certain event takes place, but if you just stick with the story, it's a really deep concept. Yeah. It has a lot of things that are implied, but not 100%. Kind of, I'm not sure if you've seen the movie Inception before.
I have not.
The ending of that movie leaves you on a cliffhanger where like it can be taken either way. It's kind of like that. So you can kind of take or leave however you actually decipher it. So it's like an open-ended ending. So it's really, really interesting how they did it. But yeah. There's some games I really enjoy.
there's another game that you played a little bit, but like not a whole lot, which is Among Us. Really popping up in the world.
Heck yeah.
I want to know your thoughts on the new map coming out in the next couple of days.
Dude, I want to try it. I'm excited, dude. Isn't that the biggest one yet or something?
There's their biggest map.
Dang, bro. It's on that aircraft or the aircraft?
Yeah, Stickman aircraft, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I want to try it out.
Yeah,
Red sus, though, so.
Yeah, always. I mean, he tells you shush at the beginning of the game, so of course.
Red sus, bro. Yeah, no, I'm excited to play it. I want to try it out. New map, new content for any game is always a plus, so super excited.
It's always. I'm kind of going off of my list here.
Sure.
If you have any topics, you're more than welcome to bring them up. But like one topic I have written down here is recording. Your recording process.
Wow, that's good. All right, so my friend back in Danville, his name's Jarrett. Of course, told you about him earlier. Adamant Music. He has a fantastic studio that he's built himself. I mean, it's pretty high end. Along with fantastic filming equipment, very high end as well. So he's kind of my plug for everything. Like, we help each other out. I'll help him record a video or music or something, and in return, he'll do the same for me. We're just bros. We've been best friends since middle school. So we always help each other out. It's never like a hassle or anything. We like to help each other. So what happens is I get an idea down. We go to the studio, and sometimes we'll be busy, so I'll just go in there with my MacBook, and I'll just record it while he's doing whatever he has to do outside in the warehouse or whatever. But yeah, it's either me and him are just bouncing ideas off each other. I'll record a snippet of the verse. He'll be like, wait, do it again in this way. See how that sounds. I'll be like, I think this sounds cool. And we'll go back and be like, this is it. So we really bounce off each other well. We have a good chemistry in that way. But yeah, the recording process, I write the song with the music playing. I try to make everything hit exactly how I want it to. Instead of just writing and trying to make something fit, I write it to fit to it. And then I get into the studio and lay it the way I feel is necessary, and we just edit from there and see like what needs to be redone or what needs to have another take. Sometimes I do the whole song in one take and it's good. And we're like, all right, cool. We don't have to record anymore. So that's rare. That happened like a couple times, especially on Heated. It's one of the lines in that song is I did it all one take. I just did it all in one take.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. Pretty exciting. But yeah, the recording process is always a fun part.
Yeah. I'm back going back on the topic of like his studio. I know you recorded your video for Exclamation there as well. Link to that in the description also.
Heck yeah.
What was that like? Because like that, I know you left for like a good solid weekend to film that. Yeah.
So I went down on a Thursday night and all day Friday and some of Saturday we spent filming it. We filmed for 12 hours straight on Friday. Just getting there was a bunch of other shots we had that we just chose not to use. But yeah, no, it was fun, man. We got there and we got in the studio and we're like, all right, let's write down exactly how we want it to go and like let's plan it out. So like the green screen tear through, we planned that out ahead of time, and the jump cut where I look to the left on the bridge, like we planned that ahead of time, and we went ahead and laid out what would be the coolest things to keep attention, because that's the hard part about a music video. You got to keep attention, because if it's nothing really happening, people click off. So you just got to be like, oh snap. So a bunch of like cuts, quick scenes, since the song's so sporadic itself anyways, that added another element to the sporadicness. So yeah, it was fun. We just laid it all out. I had an idea for it. Basically everything I thought was good. He was like, nah, it's not good. We're going to do it again. I was like, okay. So we rewrote it from scratch, basically. Implemented some of my ideas, a lot of his ideas, because he's a genius with the camera. So yeah, it was fun, man. We went around. We went to our downtown area in my city. That's where all the outside shots were taken. I got some cardboard cutouts from my dad's workplace and punched a few of them, put a couple of holes in them and stuff. But nah, man, it was fun. It was definitely interesting. I had my friend hanging out the window while someone was driving a car to get the car shot. Just a bunch of crazy stuff. I was just super excited. And we drove out. Originally, the first shot where I flipped the table, that wasn't supposed to happen at all. What was originally going to happen, we brought the table and we were going to be on, there was a transfer truck that was just abandoned out there in that area. It was like a 20-minute drive. We get out there, the transfer truck's gone. Someone had taken it, and he, like, Jared had been to it like a week ago. We were like, man, that's crazy. Like, we come out here to shoot on top of it. We were gonna get like a cool drone shot on top of it and stuff. And just some really dope shots on top of a transfer truck, but it ended up not working out. So we were like, well, we got this table and stuff. We brought it for safety, so I guess we'll just do it out here since the scenery is kind of cool. So we did that and stuff, and yeah, it was fun. It was a fantastic video. I actually have some pictures that he took I never got, so I definitely need to hit him up to get some of those. So yeah, super fun.
Which would you say would be the hardest shot from that video?
The scariest shot, I'm not sure if it was the hardest, but the scariest was the green screen tear-through shot. We had one shot at that. If we messed that up, we didn't have another green screen thing to tear through, so that was intense. And it started raining too when we were out there, so if it got too wet, it wouldn't have worked as well. So we were kind of pinched for time. Alongside only having one shot at it, it was like, oh gosh, I was like, we just gotta go for it. Originally, I was gonna kick through it and then tear through the kick. But he was like, nah, just get these scissors, just chop down and shred it open, dude. Like, just massacre it. So we went with that. Last second, and it ended up turning out great, but it was super scary because it was like, you mess up at all in this, and like, done. Like, it's not a good shot. You can't use it. You gotta find something else. But the hardest shot for me was 100% when I flipped the table, because there was so much of Jarrett's stuff on it, dude. I broke so much stuff. Originally, there was like a lot of other things on the table. First time flipping the table, like 3 things just shattered. I was like, ooh, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm breaking all your stuff. He's like, no worries. I'm like, no, I'm like breaking all your stuff, bro. So that was intense. That was hard for me, because I was like, man, I'm destroying your everything. Like, this sucks.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Trying to look for good topics, but like none of these are great. I'll be real with you. Sure. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I have a very fiery passion for Jesus, and that is very obvious. Hopefully in my lifestyle, and the way I present myself, and the way I talk to people, and especially in music. I try to make music not about me. I try to make it all basically revolve around Jesus, but I don't want it to be so much Jesus to where an unbeliever who listens to the music would be like turned away because it's too much. Like, oh, that's too much Jesus. I don't want to hear that. I want it to be where, kind of like rap. All rap is ice cream in a cone. So you got vanilla ice cream or whatever type of ice cream you like. You got that placed in an ice cream cone. The difference between other rap and I'd say the rap I like to make is that, everybody has ice cream and stuff, but the only difference is that I put the gospel, slightly implementing the gospel throughout the song, throughout the lyrics. And the only difference it makes, it doesn't change the flavor or anything. All it does is just throw a couple of sprinkles on top. And those sprinkles, they don't add flavor. They just add a little bit of texture to distinguish it. So that's the way I like to describe my music. It's kind of like an ice cream cone, just like everyone else's. I just got a few sprinkles on top. So, yeah.
This is a topic that made sense in my head, but like,
sure, go for it, man.
But I don't think it would make sense now. Like weird or strange habits that you had, like whether you were younger or like nowadays.
Man, I bite my nails like crazy still.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm not supposed to do that, but I be chowing through my nails, bro. When I was a kid, I used to bite my toenails.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cringe. That's cringe, bro.
That's big cringe.
I used to bite my toenails. I'd be like sitting in the corner, my leg just like, propped up to my face.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so weird. Yeah, I used to bite my toenails, and I never like ate my boogers or none of that like other kids, but
yeah.
Sometimes I smile so much my face hurts.
Yeah.
And that happens actually quite a lot. I'll be just like so happy and smiling. I'm like, I can't smile anymore. Ouch, my face. But yeah, I mean, those are the only things I can really think of. Yeah. I did get in a lot of injuries as a kid. A ton of injuries.
Care to share?
Like, sure. Like, so many injuries that like social services came to my parents' door and were like, hey, are you abusing this child? Like, they thought I was getting abused just how many times I got unluckily hurt. Like,
oh my gosh.
When I was 2.5, almost 3, my mom took me to my uncle's house, and we were going to hang out there something in the morning. It was like 8 a.m. He had stepping stones outside of his house. And my mom sat me down without shoes on the stepping stones, and it was like 8 a.m. Super, in the summer, nothing crazy. But those stepping stones apparently heat up to like 130 degrees early in the morning. They just absorb heat, kind of like a black shirt or something. Mm-hmm. Super, super absorbent.
No wonder I almost passed that at one tour.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
We'll get into that later, though.
But yeah, them puppies just absorb heat, apparently. My mom sits me down on them. She said I just started jumping and crying, and she thought, like, I just wanted to get picked up again. So she just was like sitting there like, hey, no, it's all good. I'm like, jumping on my feet like, ah. She picks me up. She said the whole bottom layer of my feet was just melted off, dude. Oh, she said she didn't know what to do, so she went to the store real quick and put anti-burn cream onto it, to ease the pain. When she got to the office, the offices and stuff for Prime Care or whatever, they were like, that was the worst thing you could have done, because these melted through the skin.
Oh, gosh.
There was apparently barely any skin. It was just muscle.
Ew.
Yeah, pretty bad for a little 2-year-old basically.
Yeah.
But my feet are fine now. But yeah, it was just apparently that happened. I remember when I was 7, I ran and jumped on a slip and slide and broke my left shin in half.
Oh, that hurts.
I jumped on my butt, and when I landed, it was a tree root barely sticking out, and the middle of my calf hit it and just snapped that puppy.
Oh my gosh.
I slid all the way down to the end, hit the end, and then my cousin came behind me and hit me into the end again.
Oh.
Then I get up to the top after hopping my way up, and I'm like, I gotta go to the doctor. I can tell it's bad. And my mom's like, no, you're just a crybaby. Have a popsicle. I'm like, what?
What?
I was like the boy who cried wolf. I was. So my cousin Brennan, roommate, his mom was like, they all knew I was a crybaby at the time. So she was like, you're just faking. So she got on my shoulders and pushed me down and made me stand on it. And she thought I was just being a baby.
Oh no.
Dude, I had to wear a cast. I tried to use crutches. I couldn't do crutches because I was such a wimp. So I used a wheelchair. Dude, I was in cast for the whole summer. So we went to the beach. I had to have this cast covering on my leg. I looked like a mermaid. I was cringe. That happened. I got my right big toenail completely ripped off. When I was 4, I had sandals on. Some lady, it was a door bathroom. Normally door bathrooms you either pull or you push and it's obvious, but this one wasn't. So we went to figure it out, my mom, and the door happened to be just enough to clip my toenail from where I was standing. So this lady shoved the door open, my toenail came flying off. And it was just it was so bad. My mom had to rinse it under the water.
Oh my gosh.
That was bad. Just a bunch of stuff, dude. The social services and my parents, they came, they were like, are you abusing this? They were like, the medical records show he's gotten in serious injuries over the last 7 years. Is he okay? They're like, no, I promise. He's just so unlucky.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty intense. But yeah, that's some crazy stories right there.
Yeah, back on the topic of absorbing heat, I remember 2016 Warped Tour. That was the year. It was almost. I thought it was the end for me. Well, one of two Warped Tour stories that I'll get into in a minute. Warped Tour 2016. I decided to paint my arms black. I painted my arms black. I was wearing all black clothes. I had black makeup on, black bandana. Basically, black on black on black on black.
Black on black.
Yeah, and my sister was like, "Don't do that. You're gonna get hot." I'm like, "No, I'm gonna look so cool." And then we separated when the first couple acts were playing on Warped Tour. I went to see Ice Nine Kills and the big heavy metal stages, and my sister went to the main stages in the pavilion. This PNC Pavilion in Charlotte. She went to the pavilion to stay in the shade. I went out because I like seeing the heavier bands because I liked heavier bands at the time. I still do, but kind of less now.
Sure.
And after that, I went to the pavilion to kind of see who was playing there. I'm pretty sure it was, I forgot who was playing at the time, but me and my friend who I was with, we got separated, and I was kind of just leaning and limping. This is not good. I called my sister. I was like, hey, yo, I'm about to pass out, my guy. And so she was trying to find me. I said it was in front of the bathroom because PNC Pavilion, they have bathrooms on both sides of the amphitheater. And she went on the other side. I'm like, I don't see you. So she had to walk all the way there. She found me passed out next to a tree.
Man.
She shook me awake. I'm like, what happened? And then she kind of carried me on her shoulder, just limping back to the pavilion to cool off. But luckily it rained that year. But still, after it was semi humid. The sun was kind of going down, but it was really semi humid. And I went back out with my friend. We went to see Motionless in White, which was one of my biggest influences at the time. And I miss Sleeping with Sirens to see them. But yeah, that was a good show. And then 2018 Warped Tour, which was the final Warped Tour in like ever. I feel like they're gonna be like rebooting it. The lead singer of this band called Attila, who I don't listen to anymore because they're getting too heavy for me. The lead vocalist, his name is Franz. He tried to buy Warped Tour from the creator. His name is Kevin Lyman. Amazing guy, by the way. He tried to buy it from Kevin Lyman to kind of revive it. I don't know if they're going to, but like 2018 Warped Tour. I was late for that year because my friend, who I'm not going to call out for personal reasons, we were not too late, but semi-late for Warped Tour, so we missed a solid majority of bands, which I was okay with, but I was still a little bit salty about. But I was there in time to see Motionless, and it just finished raining. It was raining from like beginning Warped Tour to like 1, around the time I showed up, like 1:30 in the afternoon. I got there in time for Motionless. I decided to go in the mosh pit. Everyone was wearing black. It was humid. I was like, I think I'm gonna die.
Dude.
Like, it was awful. So I had to watch the rest of the show, the rest of Motionless from the back of the crowd. Such an amazing set list too. And Spencer from Ice Nine Kills, he came on stage for their song called Abigail, and it was such an amazing time. So nostalgic for past Warped Tours. It was just wow. Peak entertainment. But as far as like actual like physical injuries, I remember I was like 7 or 8. I was in Maryland to see my aunt, and we went to one of my uncle's houses for like, I'm pretty sure it was like a 4th of July party or something. I ran up the stairs and I tripped and I sliced my knee open on a brick. I still have the scar till this day. Gosh. But like, it was so bad. Like you can slightly see the muscle and bone. Like it was awful. Like I didn't have to get stitches or anything. It wasn't like too bad, but like it was pretty bad.
Dang. That's crazy, bro.
I remember another physical injury. I tripped on my mom's, like the strap on my mom's bag, and I stubbed my toe so hard it turned blue.
Dang.
It was awful. I could not walk for 2 weeks. 2 weeks upon a month. It was awful, bro.
Like you stub your toe and like you just like know the pain's gonna be hitting in about 5 seconds. You're just waiting for it.
I was just nope, I'm fine. And then I looked down, my toe was blue. It was really bad. But like, I had to be like on crutches, on wheelchair. It was not fun, but it healed up in the end. I can walk again. But
Jeez.
Yeah,
wow.
It was pretty nuts.
That's intense. Golly.
Yeah. So I know, like we all heard before, you're a big people person.
Sure.
But there are some people out there who kind of like do these things that like irk you, you know?
Sure.
So what are a good majority of pet peeves you may have?
Man, just a simple thing that really gets me.
What?
It's when someone like eats food and they're just like,
I hate
chopping their lips and stuff. Bro.
I hate that.
Oh my gosh, my sister Taylor does that like crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, bro, like we went to OVR to eat lunch together the other day. I was like, yo, like you're gonna have to stop. Or like I'm gonna have to leave.
But you need to stop.
Like it's time to stop.
It's time to stop. No more.
Yeah, it's definitely time to stop. I put out the whole meme on them and everything. Like
yeah,
it's that one gets me. I really appreciate it when people don't sugarcoat stuff and they just tell me the full truth. Yeah. When people sugarcoat stuff, that's a pet peeve. It's like, no, it's so good, but like deep down, it really wasn't. Like, no, just tell me. Like, I appreciate like honest feedback because I mean that shows like you actually care. Yeah. Someone like sugarcoats, I'm like, all right, well, I don't know how much you actually care then. If you're kind of scared to tell me, like, tell me how you feel, and I'm like really appreciative of it. So, the one of those kind of silly, one of those more serious, but yeah, those are a couple of things that kind of irk me. Yeah. I guess you could say. Or like, just like loud things. Like.
Define loud.
Like, not like loud, I don't know, how's the. Like a super, depending, not all the time, but like, in a like weird, inappropriate kind of time. Like if like we're in the middle of a class and someone were to just let out like a super loud fart, bro, I'd be like, bro, really? Yeah. like sometimes loud burp.
Yeah. Wow, way to call me out, bro.
Oh my gosh. sometimes I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah.
My dad does it all the time. I think it's from my dad because he always does it on purpose because he knows I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah, he just does it to mess with me. But yeah, there's just a few things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pretty fun.
I'm trying to think of pet peeves that I've had, but I don't think I know of any. Like what the loud chewing, yeah, that's one. But like, I think one that slightly irks me is like lack of like determination, like dedication. Like when I would work with people on like music and stuff, there were some people who rarely practice the material, and it just kind of gets to me because like we would have like an event like the week, like a couple of days or like a week prior, and like they don't practice the material, and like they say they know the material but then like not knowing.
That's annoying.
Like it's just it gets to me sometimes.
Oh, that's super annoying.
Yeah, I'm guilty of doing that as well with like when I kind of started playing drums at Youthquake, and sometimes I wouldn't know the song and I would kind of just wing it the day of. That I am guilty of doing that, but like kind of before I started playing for Youthquake, that really got to me.
Sure, I can definitely see why. It's like,
yeah,
oh, you don't even know it. Like,
yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I always hate being that kind of musician though. Like when like telling like knowing there's like a problem, and I want to tell someone about it, but I'm like, no, keep that inside you. Don't let it happen because like I'm really passionate about music.
100%.
And I want us all to do good, but like I don't want to be like that guy. Like you suck. You don't deserve to be here.
100%.
Like
Yeah.
And like yeah. So that's kind of like a big thing. I'm kind of going off a wing here because I don't want this to be too short. We're like a little bit over 30 minutes. That was kind of the goal, like 30 minutes to an hour podcast.
Cool.
Musical suggestions, I guess. It's not written down, but I'm just kind of going off my head.
Sure. Yeah.
But like suggestions for like any people in like the rap genre or like even the Christian rap genre or the Christian genre. Do you like recommend any artists or musicians to anyone who listens to that kind of music, you know?
Yeah. For unchristian, if you're someone who just doesn't care, like you just don't want there to be Christian, you just want it to be like a mainstream artist. I think Logic does really good stuff. I like that his Everybody album, Everyone album. That's really good. Got some really good messages in there. I liked some of his old stuff a little bit more than his new stuff. I think Logic's pretty nasty with it. Eminem can still be fantastic at times. Sometimes he's a little much. Sometimes he crushes it. He's pretty decent at times. Even outside of rap, I really like listening to. I mean, even like Justin Bieber's new album, Justice, super good. Yeah, those are just a few. Chainsmokers. I like EDM stuff. Skrillex. I mean, I like all kinds of just stuff that's hype. I really vibe with. For something that's like more like a Christian approach, but it's like not in your face Christian. I'd say Andy Mineo, fantastic Christian rapper. KB for like a Christian approach, like a super Christian approach. KB would be a fantastic option. For a more mainstream Christian approach, Lecrae. He has like Waka Flocka Flame on songs, and Ty Dolla $ign. He does some really good Christian music. That you honestly wouldn't even know is Christian unless like you really listen to the lyrics. Yeah. So he has some good stuff out there. Andy Mineo, KB. I already said those. Yeah. If you're looking for some like hype EDM type music, some like turn up, beat drop stuff, Capital Kings does some fantastic stuff. They don't make stuff anymore, but their old stuff's really good. Yeah, those are. Oh, there's a new signee to 116. His name's Hovey. He's about to release a new album, and his new song "Back in the Wick" is so hard. So if you're a big like rap trap fan, "Back in the Wick's" definitely what you want to go with. So yeah, those are just a few artists that come to mind that I strongly recommend. Yeah. I listen to some worship music too, like Maverick City worship or Hillsong United or Hillsong Worship and Upper Room, stuff like that.
Would you consider some of those artists kind of like your inspiration growing up? Or
Oh, Lecrae, 100%.
Yeah.
Huge inspiration. I mean, huge inspiration. Lecrae was like, especially Andy Mineo too. I favor after Andy Mineo a lot more than Lecrae because like just like fun, sometimes a little silly. I kind of like that vibe instead of it being more serious, you know. So I'd say Andy Mineo and Lecrae, ginormous influences. And KB too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you ever thought about like collaborating with other artists?
Yeah, me and my friend Jarrett.
It's not a plug, by the way. I'm not. I'm kidding. But
yeah, send me a DM, guys. I'll collab with you. Yeah, definitely. Me and my friend Jarrett, we're about to release a song together. Hopefully, a lot more of those will come in the future. Like I said, his name's Adamant. He makes fantastic music. One of his songs just broke almost 400,000 streams. So yeah, he's popping. He's doing good stuff. Strongly recommend his music. An ideal feature, like the perfect feature, would be to be on a song with Andy Mineo and Hovey. Like, that would be like the perfect. I'd be like, oh my gosh! I actually have a feature with a Christian rapper named Joey Bontes.
Oh, really?
He's a pretty well known Christian rapper in the Christian rap community kind of thing. He's got some really good songs and stuff out there. So yeah. Actually, I have a song with him in the works. So that's gonna be pretty big. But yeah, no, I love collaborating and having multiple talents on a single project.
Yeah. I actually have a suggestion for you.
Sure.
Musically. This guy, his name is Rinks. Many of you may know him as Vanos Gaming for those who game or know are like in the gaming community. He makes amazing music. So like kind of like some like trap EDM kind of stuff. I feel like you would really much. That's
really
a new
much.
word here.
Really much. Really
I
much.
think you'd really much enjoy him. Probably not so much his gaming because he's very vulgar. I don't know your thoughts on that, but his music, he's so good, such a good artist. So he plays guitar on some of his songs. He makes his drops are fire. I think you'd really like enjoy them. Also, there's a bubble in my throat.
That's the worst.
I hate that.
I hate it too.
Another suggestion is a Christian rock band. I don't know if you're really familiar with
like
the rock band. There's this band called Skillet.
I love Skillet, bro.
You like Skillet?
I love Skillet.
Let's go!
I've been to like 5 of their concerts.
Really?
They've actually hosted all of my favorite concerts ever. That's Skillet
nuts.
concerts.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a huge fan of Skillet. I've listened to each of their albums ever. I can basically tell you every word to every song from them. I love Skillet.
That's dope.
Yeah. I didn't know you like Skillet. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love Skillet.
Yeah.
Used to listen to Christian rock band. They're pretty heavy metal. Their name's Red.
I heard of them actually.
Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, they're a little too much for me.
Yeah, they were at Winter Jam for sure one time.
I think they're gonna be at Winter Jam this year.
They had some really cool flippy guitar action.
Yeah, a lot of like cool black stuff, flames and stuff. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I guess we can kind of wrap up around here. You go on the final question. What are some words of inspiration you would give to someone who's like kind of starting out doing music?
That's so good. Actually, there was this person who DM'd me the other day. They're just starting out in music, and I was like, dude, I needed help when I started doing music. So like, I don't mind giving you some advice here and there. Like if you write some lyrics, like send them my way. I'll critique you. Like I'll be honest with you. If they're good, and I think they're good for where you are, I'll tell you. And I think there's some stuff that needs tuning. I'll tell you. Like I want to help you, grow. Cause like I was garbage at one point. So like my advice for anyone starting out, like if you're starting fresh and you're really new, just keep writing like lyrics. Like get good at your lyricism. Because like that's important. You don't want to be writing and rapping, singing, whatever you choose to do. You don't want to be doing some cringe, dumb lyrics that like don't relate to anyone. The thing that really captivates people is passion and relativity. If people can relate or hear your passion, they want to listen. Yeah. So yeah, those are 2 really big things I'd say. Is like really, really make sure your passion's there, your pronunciations are there. Make sure your lyricism's there. Keep working on each of those things. Try to write like 4 bars a day, like just a quick little thing, whether that's singing or rapping, whatever you choose to do. And if you're a musically talented person, just work on a little bit of music each day. Like work on a couple of strings, a couple of chords. Like, don't be afraid to try to branch out. Like, be yourself and try to like learn your craft, because that's the part that's hard, is figuring out, okay, who am I in music? Am I actually good at this, or is this just something I like doing? Is it something I like doing I'm not good at? Is it something I'm good at but don't really like doing? Like, you gotta just figure out, like, if it's something you don't really care about, then like maybe don't really pursue it. Maybe you're better at something else. But if it's something you're like, man, I really like this, I want to keep going, like, yeah, keep going. Like, who says you can't? Some of the biggest artists ever from small town cities, they never should have came out of, but because of their passion, they got out. So passion and consistency, those are the 2 main keys, I'd say, for myself and from what I've seen in other people. Consistency and passion, they'll take you further. And if you got God on your side, sheesh, bro. Sheesh. I love that meme. Bro, you going to the moon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Christian, for coming on to the Cloudcast.
Happy to be here, man. It was awesome.
Anything you want to plug before we end it?
Yeah, like Ty said, make sure you check out the music video for Exclamation. Check out Exclamation. Just released it. It's pretty hype, pretty lit. Has a nasty beat switch. You can follow me on Instagram or any social media at Christian Music with a 1 for the first I. But yeah, you can check out the music video on YouTube. You can check out my music anywhere you can find music digitally. But yeah, that's all I got, man.
All right. All that information will be in the description. Thank you so much for listening to the Cloudcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Heck yeah.
Peace.